Break of this world's chain, we adore thee, whom all men love, spotless, taking man's form. O purifier, thou art above the gnatry, knowledge divine, not flesh, thou whom the cosmos wears, a diamond at its heart. Let us look deep in thine eyes. They are bright with the wisdom of God, that can wake us from mad spell. Let us hold fast to thy feet, treading the waves of the world to safety. O drunk with love, God drunken lover, in thee all paths of all yogas meet. Lord of the world, thou art earth, who art born a child of our time, easy of access to us. O merciful, if we take any hold upon God in our prayer, it is by thy grace alone, since all thine austerities were practiced for our sake. How great was thy sacrifice, freely choosing thy birth in this prison, our iron age, to unchain us and set us free. Perfect, whom lust could not tame, nor passion, nor gold draw near. O Master of all who renounce, fill our hearts full of love for thee. Thou hast finished with fear and with doubt, standing firm in the vision of God, refuge to all who have cast fame, fortune, and friends away. Without question thou settest us, and the world-based sea in its wrath seems shrunk to the puddle that fills the footprint in the clay. Speech cannot hold thee, nor mind, yet without thee we think not, nor speak. Love, who art partial to none, we are equal before thy sight. Take away of our pain, we salute thee, though we are blind. Come to the heart's the light of the light.
संस्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारो वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्निर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हि च सर्वविद्यास्वरूपिणी सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। परो तत्ते सदा लीनो रामकृष्ण समाज्ञया यो धर्मस्थापनरतो वीरेशं तं नमाम्यहम्। कालिन्दीपुल्लकमले माधवेन क्रीडारतो ब्रह्मानन्द नमस्तुभ्यं सद्गुरो लोकनायको योगानन्द प्रेमानन्दश्च अन्ये वै ये च पार्षदाः रामकृष्णगतप्राणा सर्वांस्तान् प्रणमाम्यहम्. Today is an auspicious day, today Swami Shivananda Maharaj's birthday, and it is, he was born, as you know, he was the second president of our order, a spiritual giant, which has guided the organization for a long time. He created the Swami Sri Ramakrishna founded this organization, but it was Swami Vivekananda who made it realistic. And after that, looking at the spiritual aspect of the Belur Math, early days of Belur Math, it was a big challenge how to start a new organization, a new philosophy. And Swami Shivananda was the second president. First was Brahmananda Maharaj and second Sivananda Maharaj. So it is called Mahapurush, Shivananda. Because of his unbroken chastity, his name was given by Swami Vivekananda one day, that you are Mahapurush among us, you are a great soul. So Taraknath was his early name. Taraknath Ghoshal was born on Thursday. This is also, today is Thursday. So day has matched at least. 16 November 1854. Barasat, a small town of near Calcutta. His father, Ram Kanai, was a devout Brahmin and was a worshipper of the Divine Mother. In his house, he established a Panchamundi, 5 skulls putting together, needed for tantric sadhana. And that was also given, Ramakrishna established in the Dakshineshwar Panchamundi Ashram, a tantric practice place in which 5 skulls are placed under the ground, where he would practice tantric sadhana, his father. His wife, mother, that means mother of Tarak, Bama Sundari, was a loving spiritual woman, and Ramkanai, a successful lawyer, was very generous to the poor and to the holy people. He was the secretary of the local school, provided room and board for nearly 30 poor students in his house. And so his father is so generous and spiritual and practicing tantric sadhana with the Gyan. And Bama Sundari's first child, his daughter Chundi, and the holy couple prayed to the Lord Tarakeshwar, Shiva, to have a child. And the dream, one night Bama Sundari had a dream in which Lord Shiva appeared before her and said, I am pleased with your devotion, I bless you, you will be the mother of a spiritual son. So Lord Shiva that's why Tarak. Tarakeshwar, Tarak. So his name is given. Child was born in the Tarakeshwar Shiva, and the Holy Mother went there and prayed for Ramakrishna's recovery from the cancer. But that's a different story. The same temple, Tarakeshwar Shiva. His parents named him Taraknath. An astrologer made a horoscope which indicated that the child either would be a monk or a king. Later, when Tarak became a monk, he threw away his horoscope into the Ganga and thus renounced the memory of his past life. So now he met Ramakrishna for the first time. But that was on one Saturday in May of June 1880. Tarak met Sri Ramakrishna at the Calcutta home of his devotee Ramchandra Datta. On Ram's relatives who was devoted to the master, worked with Tarok in the same office. He had said to Tarok all he knew about the master and had told him that the master would be at Ram's house at that night. So Tarok had also read much about Ramakrishna in Keshav Sen's paper. So he wanted very much to see him. And so when Tarok arrived at Ram's house, he found that Sri Ramakrishna is in ecstasy. First scene, when he saw Ramakrishna, and he saw that Ramakrishna is in ecstasy, and someone answered at Ram's house, "Which Ram? Dr. Ram?" "Oh, yes." Then he remained silent for a while. Tarok later recalled that this first meeting as like this. That evening I went to Ram Babu's house. I found the master sitting in a room crowded with people. The master was in an ecstatic mood. I saluted him and sat nearby. One can well imagine my surprise when I heard him talking eloquently on a subject which I had been so eager to know about, Samadhi. I remember that he elaborated on Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He said that very few can attain to it, and that if one attains it, one's body drops off after 21 days. Tarok didn't get a chance to talk to the master on this occasion, but months later he went to see him another Saturday and then had the conversation. And then there you know that he knew the father of Tarok. And Tarok, after returning from the temple, he went to visit Ramakrishna in the second time. Tarok returned the next afternoon and the master received him cordially. He talked to him about spiritual life, served prasad, and that he came from the temple as supper and arranged his bed in his southern veranda, which was adjacent to his Ramakrishna's room. Out of joy, I did not sleep that night. The night there were no other visitors, so Tarok stayed with Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar, and she said, out of joy, I did not sleep that night. At midnight, I saw that the master was in ecstasy, and pacing in the room, he was almost muttering something. Shortly, he came to the veranda and asked, "Hello, are you sleeping?" "No, sir," I replied. "Could you chant a little of Lord Rama's name?" After I chanted Rama's name for some time, he calmed down. Thus I passed the night with joyful intoxication. In the morning, which I was taking leave. In the morning, when I was taking leave, bowing down to the master, he said, "Come again," and alone. So this is the second visit. So this Tarok is searching for spirituality, and he saw a man, God-intoxicated person, whole night when there is nobody, and he's staying in his room, and found that he's intoxicated in God, and he's saying, "Can you chant Rama's name, Lord Rama's name?" And that Rama's name pulled the mind down. Ramakrishna's mind came down. So there are many meetings with Sri Ramakrishna afterwards, and he has so many reminiscences of Sri Ramakrishna. That will take time because we are very limited in time to jump. Sri Ramakrishna did not teach disciples through books or sermons, but through the example of his own life. At every moment, with every moment he demonstrated how to practice religion. Tarok was fortunate to live with and serve the master, Sri Ramakrishna, at Dakshineshwar as also in Kasipur. Like the other disciples, Tarok recalled his experiences and his observations of the master. These reminiscences are important testimonies about the life of an avatar. And that is why it is better to reproduce in his own word. That's why he is talking about Ramakrishna's condition, how he was ecstatic, how he was beyond the body concept. I'll just touch a little one or two ideas. His hands were very tender. Swami Sivananda talking about Ramakrishna. But why speak just of his hands? His entire body was so. For instance, a type of luchi, fried bread with a hard crust, once cut his fingers. It was so soft. At night, Master would eat something very little because he could not digest whole milk. Holy Mother would prepare with water and cooks in farina and make a pudding. Once the Master said, in the future, he said that in future, many white complexioned devotees will come here. God is all merciful. He is not limited to time, place and person. Blessed we are. We had the opportunity to serve the Master, making betel leaves rolls, preparing tobacco for him. How fortunate we were. We served the Master and we received so much love and affection from him. His compassion and love for us are infinite. How the Master is to sleep. We saw how little the Master slept. Now and then he might get an hour or half an hour of sleep at the most. We believe that Ramakrishna could sleep only half an hour or 1.5 hours, whole night, 24 hours. That is the time he needs the rest. And he slept only that moment. Most of the time he was absorbed in samadhi and remembering time he spent in spiritual moods. These moods became very pronounced at night. He would spend the whole night repeating the name of Mother or Hari. When he stayed with the Master at Dakshineshwar, we were filled with awe. He had no sleep at all. Whenever we awake, we would hear him talking with the Divine Mother in a state of spiritual inebriation. He would pace back and forth in the room, all the while muttering something inaudibly. Sometimes he would wake us up in the middle of the night and say, "Hello, my dear boys, have you come here to sleep?" If you spend the whole night in sleep, when will you call on God? As soon as we heard this voice, we would quickly sit up and start to meditate. So see the life of Sri Ramakrishna. We get intimate pictures of that. The whole night, Sri Ramakrishna is intoxicated in God, and the future generation of monks who are the founders of our Ramakrishna order, they are learning how to live a life. It is so deep and profound that whole night a person is intoxicated in God, muttering the name of Mother or Lord Hari, and they are being provoked to do the whole night meditation like that. And that's why in our earlier tradition, most of the night they used to spend in meditation, because the meditation was so deep, they don't need that rest. And also there is great joy. So anyhow, I'm passing forward. Sometimes in middle of January 1886, the elder Gopal wanted to distribute some 12 cloths, ochre cloth and rosaries to some monks, wandering monks. And Ramakrishna said, the Master pointed to this disciple and said, "You won't find better monks than these." They are not monks yet, they are young boys, came to Ramakrishna. But their purity, their love for God make very special. That's why he said, Ramakrishna said, "You won't find better monks than these boys. Give your clothes and rosaries to them." And instead Gopal offered it to the Master, and Master himself distributed them among his young disciples. And Tarak was one of the recipient of that ochre cloth. That means Ramakrishna himself initiated sannyasa to them. Then after that, Ramakrishna passed away. While he went to Goa and other places of pilgrimage, and in those days he was performing heavy austerities during the pilgrim period. And then he also went with Swami Vivekananda to the different places during his wandering days. And in 1898, 13 February, Ramakrishna Math was moved and from Baranagar to Alam Bazar, and Alam Bazar to Nilambar Babu's garden house. The disciple purchased a piece of land in Belur on the bank of Ganga, which is built in future for the headquarters, now the headquarters of Ramakrishna movement. On 27th February, Swamiji carried the relics of Sri Ramakrishna to the new site, and Sivananda and other disciple devotees of the Master were present in the auspicious occasion. Finally, on June 2, 1899, the monastery was moved from the rented house of Belur Math, and Swamiji announced that all monks should join in daily scripture class in the monastery. Sivananda took an active part in these classes and would answer all the questions of the monks and in the monastery. Vivekananda made a rule in the monastery that all monks would have to get up at 4 o'clock. And then after washing, meditate in the shrine. Otherwise, they would have to beg for alms that day. No food in the center. So one day, Shivananda didn't hear the bell. Like in the hostel, they ring the bell so that boys get up. So somebody rang the bell, but Sivananda was deep, as probably didn't hear that. As a result, missed the morning meditation. And Swamiji noticed this and later said, Tarokda, we made the rule that those who do not come to the shrine would have to live on alms that day. Sivananda Swami replied, of course, I am leaving the monastery right now for begging alms, and whatever I shall get, that I will eat. After Sivananda left to beg for alms, the food was offered to the Master in the shrine as usual, and lunch bell was rung. Swamiji didn't get to the dining hall. Instead, he was waiting for the Sivananda. And finally, when he arrived, joyfully said, Tarokda, what did you bring? I have not eaten any food obtained by begging for a long time. Let us share the food and eat together. The two brothers, disciples, happily enjoyed the pure food. So one side, the Belur Math established with a strong discipline, what Swamiji wanted. Everyone will have to get up in the morning. If you don't get up in the morning and be in the shrine, no food. And go beg your food and then think that you are... and then Swamiji in one side is very strong. And Mahapurush Maharaj used to say, Brahmagyani, the same. They are all Ramakrishna's disciples. But the discipline for a Sangha, he is establishing that way. As also, see the kindness. He could have gone when the normal bell is gone to eat, no? But he didn't go there, and he was waiting Sivananda to come with the begged food, and he released the begging food with joyful with him. So this is the love, at the same time discipline, that made this order very, something special. And he went to Varanasi, and then he came back to Belur Math and other places. Shortly after Sri Ramakrishna's birth anniversary in 1910, Lady Minto, the wife of the Viceroy and Governor General of India, paid a visit to Belur Math. Shivananda received her cordially and showed her around the monastery. Lady Minto was under the impression that it was Swami Vivekananda who had founded the Ramakrishna order. But Shivananda told her, neither Vivekananda nor the disciples founded the order. It was Ramakrishna himself who initiated the order during his last illness in Kashipur. At that time, the Master took Swamiji aside and taught him how to organize and conduct the work, telling him the secrets of the monastic organization. Lady Minto was surprised to hear all these things. And Swami Shivananda would answer to people like he used to emphasize that how to lead a spiritual life. You say, on the letter he has written on July 15, 1912, continue your japam and meditation as usual. It will not do any harm to you. First place a picture of Ramakrishna in front of you, then close your eyes and imagine that form in your heart. Pray to him with earnest love and meditate on his divine qualities in the following way. He is Satchidananda, he means Ramakrishna. Now he has been born as a human being to clear the path of liberation for humankind, and he did in previous ages as he did. In this age, he himself has taken the form of Ramakrishna and awakened faith and devotion in many. He is doing the same at present and will go on doing in future. He, the Ramakrishna, is our father, mother, friend and guru, our all in all. Thus surrender yourself to him. This is a very important suggestion given, how to build up our spiritual life, that you cannot meditate. Okay, keep a picture we have before you, as he said, and do japa, and feel that he is in these qualities, his qualities. He is nothing but, Ramakrishna is not a man or a holy man only, or not a saint only, but he is Satchidananda. And now he has born as a human body to release us from bondage. So these types of, and his life in Belur Math was wonderful, and we get that glimpses of that if we read other parts of Swami Shivananda's reminiscences. And he went to different places for visit. Sivananda left Kunnur for Bangalore, and then Natarampalli, he went to Natarampalli and other places. And then on 7th January 1925, Shivananda left Madras for Bombay, that time now is Chennai, Mumbai. On the way, he stopped for a few days in Kadapa, and a small town where some Hindu and Muslim devotees had established the Ramakrishna Samaj. And the devotees gave a reception for Swami Shivananda, and afterwards Shivananda gave a lecture, and Shivananda opened the new library hall there. And about visit, it is a Muslim who I met in Kadapa is so highly esteemed that he received the title of Khan Bahadur from British government. He belongs to the Sufi sect of Islam, but a very devoted to Master. In Kadapa, there is a little ashram dedicated to Ramakrishna. The Khan Bahadur, the local collector, who is also a Muslim, and several others were responsible for founding this ashrama. We stayed there for a few days. Almost every morning and evening I found that Khan Bahadur seated in the corner of the shrine room in deep humility, intently looking at the portrait of the Master, Sri Ramakrishna, on the altar. He is convinced that the Prophet Muhammad was born as Ramakrishna for the good of the world. So this is a very striking story. So this is the way he moved all around here and there, and we'll close it because it is a long, huge. Swami Nikhilananda said, I used to mop the floor of shrine every day, and sometimes the rainwater would flood the southern veranda in Belur Math. Swami Nikhilananda saying, one day after it rained, I did not mop the veranda. Mahapurush Maharaj observed it from his room. Calling me to his room, he said, look, is it the way to serve the Master? The Master cannot walk on the veranda because of the rainwater. His feet will get wet. What are you doing here? I see the Master walking on the veranda every afternoon. My child, always be careful so that the Master may not feel discomfort. He is the soul of our soul, the Lord of the universe. If he is pleased, the whole world will be pleased. See what this, look at Belur Math. Swami Shivananda is sitting in his room, and the rainy season, some rain water fall, and the veranda is wet. We think that shrine is shrine, veranda is veranda, what is there? But it's the Ramakrishna walks there, and Mahapurush Maharaj seeing that Ramakrishna is present, living presence. And for us ordinary people, this room is untouched, veranda is wet, okay, I can mop it later or not. But it is the living presence of, and that impression has been injected in the hearts of the devotees of. So Swami Shivananda began to complete his role in Ramakrishna's drama. He carried the Master's message wholeheartedly and distributed it among the masses. Pointing to his own body, he used to tell to the monks, this is not just an ordinary body. It has its own distinction. God realization has been attained in and through this body. This body has touched Bhagavan Ramakrishna, lived with him, served him. The Master has made this body a vehicle for the propagation of his message for this age. Otherwise, this body is nothing but a cage of flesh and blood. Should he feel it necessary to maintain this body longer, he will do so. Else, I am ready to depart at his first call, and I am waiting for his call. So, this gives us very burning expression of the feeling that how they are an instrument in the hand of Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Ramakrishna's drama, and they are only playing as the Lord wants. So, his health was deteriorating. The news of Sivananda's critical condition, health deteriorating gradually, and the news of Sivananda's critical condition spread here and there, and other monks and devotees came from distant areas. Akhandananda came from Sargachi, Vijnanananda came from Allahabad to see him. Avedananda he also came to visit Shivananda. Although Shivananda could not talk, he could understand and express his feelings. He would receive his visitors with a smile and sometimes greet them by lifting his left hand, because right hand was paralyzed. Seeing him, one knew that the Swami was in bliss and had no body consciousness. Looking at Sivananda's serene and joyful face, Pandit Pramotanath Tarkabhushan, an authority in the Hindu scriptures, remarked, I have read in the books about Jivan Muktas, or illumined souls. Today, I have seen one face to face in the flesh. The Swami Mahapurush Maharaj seemed to be in deep samadhi at all times, once in a while coming down to the normal plane. I am indeed very much blessed in meeting this supreme yogi. I have studied about samadhi in the scriptures, though about it and thought about it and discussed it a great deal, but never before have I had the good fortune to see a man established in samadhi. So that was the understanding, not of an ordinary person. There is the Pramotanath Tarkabhushan, is a great scholar in Sanskrit and well known in India that time. On February 3, 1934, 9 months after the stroke, Swami Shivananda developed pneumonia. His condition slowly deteriorated. Several eminent doctors struggled to keep his great soul alive. Shivananda lived to see Ramakrishna's birth anniversary, 15th of February in the public festivity, and 18th February he passed away at 5:36 p.m. on Tuesday in 1934. At the final moment, Sivananda's face beamed with joy and the hair of his head stood on end, both considered to be the auspicious signs. This is the end of Sri Ramakrishna's child. Mahapurush Maharaj left the body that way on the February 20th of 1934 and the evening 5:36 p.m. So how one to die? That's why it is called. We are born, we should learn how to die. When you die, you'll be dying like that. See, he says that when at the final moment of Sivananda's face became beaming with joy, and his hair, all the bodies, and standing stood on end. And these are very rare scene to see a yogi passes the body, thinking of God, uniting with God that way. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Panamastu.